Hello, beautiful internet family. Dan here from DansTube.TV, and today we have another episode of the Drone Owners Worldwide podcast and video experience. And today we have a first look, an exclusive look at the DJI Mini 2. And joining us is Roli. He was one of the initial people to go into a Best Buy, from my understanding, and get himself a DJI Mini 2 before it has even been announced from DJI themselves. So we're going to ask a lot of questions about what we can expect from this new drone, what his experiences were like, what opportunities have come up for him, and kind of that first initial experience of him walking in, seeing an unreleased drone, and then purchasing it, creating a video, and then kind of what followed from that moment. I'm sure we're going to find some gems in this one. So keep tuned, guys, and make sure to check out Mavic Mini Australia on Facebook, one of the sponsors, and also Eye in the Sky Clothing, another sponsor of the Drone Owners Worldwide podcast. Really excited to hear all about the newly released, but also not newly released, Mini 2 that you got your hands on. So firstly, thanks for your time. And I guess I want to know, like, kind of paint the picture for us. So how did this all happen? Like, did you know that stores were selling it? Did you kind of stumble upon it? Like, what actually happened? Talk us through that process.
So what actually happened was a friend of mine went to Best Buy to get a new TV, right? And they were walking through, and they are huge drone people. Like, they love drones and everything. And they saw the Mini 2, and they're like, well, that shouldn't be there. And they tried to buy it, and the employee was like, okay, yeah, sure. And they sold it to him. He came to me later that day and said, hey, I don't have a YouTube channel, and I'm not really in the mood for setting one up so I can do this, but would you like to do a review on this drone that hasn't come out yet? I'm sure you could get some views. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. So I used his drones in my video and, just did some research on the previous Mini and whatnot, and that's kind of how this all happened.
That's so cool, man. That's it's so random. And I also love how in your like initial unboxing video, the intro that you went with as well, like how you kind of slide it in and you kind of call people out, like, I'm not a drone nerd as such, but like
Yeah.
all of the leaks are gone. Like, this is it. This is the product right here.
Right, yeah.
Super cool,
Yeah,
man.
he was so excited. He was telling me, he's like, man, people have been speculating about this thing. There's leaks and rumors and stuff like that. And we have it, like the real thing. He was so excited. I was like, yeah, that's cool. Sure, I'll do a review.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, I've seen now, there's like a lot of videos out there where people are just trying to go into Best Buy and pick up a
Right.
drone. And Best Buy, they can't sell it anymore, from my understanding, but yet they still have it on the shelves.
Yeah, this doesn't really make sense to me, but I've seen a lot of those videos too.
Yeah, just crazy stuff. So, like, I guess before we kind of dive into the drone and what people can expect and whatnot, like, what kind of things have been possible for you since creating this video? Like, obviously you've done really well. It's got a lot more exposure than your other videos, and hopefully brought a lot more light to your vlogs, because I've actually seen some of your vlogs and they're really fun and easy to watch. So kind of like, what's kind of happened since you've released this video and it's done well?
At first, I wasn't expecting a lot. Whenever you said you can get a lot of views, I was expecting like 500 or something. So whenever I started getting all these views, I was like, wow, this is crazy. And I started getting a lot of comments, asking questions about the drone and whatnot. A lot of questions that I did not know how to answer at the time. So I guess this video has kind of forced me to do more research on it and kind of start to like it a little bit, honestly. I'm starting to like it. I'm considering buying one for myself for my vlogs, and whatnot. And it's brought me a lot more exposure for sure on my vlogs. I was always told, when I was starting this channel, like, the hardest part is gonna be, getting your channel to people that you don't know, because it's kind of embarrassing whenever you're like, hey, yo, check out my YouTube video, to just like friends and family, but getting that exposure to other people that I don't know has been really, great, and something that I love. I've also been getting a lot of negative responses, but whenever you get a lot of attention, that just comes along, so I'm not too hurt about that.
What sort of negative responses were you getting?
Just things about, the style of my video or whatnot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just haters being haters.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
Mostly positive responses, so I'm I'm not complaining or anything. I'm just glad that I was able to show people something that they've been wanting to see.
Yeah.
So you're talking about buying one for yourself. Does
Right.
that mean you're actually going to give that one back to him? I wouldn't be in that much of a rush to give it back. You know, he sort of got it illegally. I'd be holding on to that.
I mean, like, it is his, you know. I don't know if he's planning on keeping it or selling it or whatnot, but regardless, you know, I might end up buying it from him,
Yeah,
you know.
right.
But yeah, I think that this is a pretty sick drone, you know, especially for someone who doesn't have, you know, a ton of experience, such as myself. So this is definitely something that I'm excited to get into slowly, since I am a broke college student, but surely.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
we'll probably talk about this as we go on. But have you actually flown it yet, or did you just do the unboxing?
You know, a couple of days ago, I did try to fly the drone, and we really tried our best, but unfortunately, you know, due to the app, you know, not being out or whatnot, or not being able to link with the drone, we have not been able to fly it so far.
Oh, shame.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. And like in terms of, you know, what you can actually see, like we've kind of seen the packaging and we know that it is a 4K drone. So like what kind of things can we talk about for the people out there that are considering maybe this drone or are curious about what they can expect from the next iteration of the Mavic Mini? Like we know it's a 4K 30 camera. Do we know whether it has raw image capabilities for photos?
I have not been able to confirm that from the manual that's here, and I haven't been able to open the app and whatnot. I've heard rumors of other people confirming it. I just can't confirm it myself.
Yeah, it's crazy how like the product's available and there's still a lot of almost false information or things that we still don't know until obviously it's officially announced, until we can get into the app.
Right.
And you didn't own the original Mini, did you?
No, I did not.
But I saw in the video that you've got a Mavic 2 and a Spark. Are they both yours or
Right.
friends?
No, they belong to my friend. Yeah.
Oh, they belong to your friend, right?
Yeah,
So
they
he
both
really is
belong
into
to him.
drones.
He really is into it. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. And like imagine the street value of the Mini 2. Like if you were to sell that, for example, like that would be
No.
insane.
Yeah, I've gotten a few emails of some eager people wanting to buy it. I think the highest offer I've had so far was $1,500.
That doesn't surprise me.
Right.
So
We,
yeah.
we have a bit of a drought over here for the PlayStation 5, which
right.
is that's due out in a couple of weeks. And they had pre-orders for that and basically sold out in the first 2 days. So even now up on eBay, people are selling them $1,500-$1,600 for a $700 PlayStation.
Crazy.
So it doesn't surprise me you've been getting crazy offers for the Mini 2.
Yeah, it's been a ride so far.
And like, are there any other things that we can like talk about that are new in this drone? Like we can see the little sensor on the front, which is kind of on my screen. Is
Right.
this just not a sensor, sorry. Is this a light,
Like
do
an
we know,
LED
when you turn on the
of some
drone?
sort. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I can really tell besides the props having the little orange tip, you know, the little stripes.
Yeah, yeah.
Other than that, I mean, it's from what I've been able to see, it's very similar to the first one, you know.
Yeah. Would you be able to show the audience, like the drone itself?
Sure, yeah, I'll take it out of the box real quick.
Cool, thanks. Because that was the one thing I noticed as well, like those little orange tips. And I was wondering whether, you know, because with other DJI drones, they've kind of gone with low noise propellers. So I don't know, obviously you haven't been able to fly it, so we can't confirm and there's no announcement or anything. But I wonder whether it's just to make it look different or whether there's any actual difference to the props. And I guess we don't have one side by side to show.
That's a great question. For first off, it does have this little, you know, guard right here, a little protector for the props.
Yeah.
That is new, from what I've been able to see. And there are your little orange tips right there.
Oh, there you do. Yeah.
Yeah, because we've got... Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, you've got the greys.
Really hard to tell, isn't it? What's actually different. I do like the fact that they've thought about having the prop cover on the back.
Oh yeah, for sure. That definitely seems like something that'd be a great idea for when you're traveling and whatnot, you know.
Yeah. And like there were
What's
a
up,
few
mate?
issues. with the props
Is that the
actually
cradle that
bending.
you're talking about?
This right here.
Yeah. They did do those for the original Mavic, but they weren't part of the product launch. So you
Yeah.
bought them separately. I've got one for the original Mavic.
There you go.
And it's a really good thing that they've thought about that, because there were issues with the props actually bending on the original Mini, and people were complaining about that. They were having some warnings pop up. So the fact that they've included that in the box is great. They've obviously listened to the audience there.
Right.
That's really cool.
Yep. So that's the one I got for the original Mavic.
Is it the exact same? It looks very much the same.
Oh, no, that's what I got.
Looks slightly different. This is like all connected together, and it's all the same color.
Oh, right.
Very
Yeah.
minor differences.
Yeah, very similar. But it does a real good job of keeping all 4 props down.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. And from what I could see as well, again, this is going to be hard to tell, but when you fold the arms out, apparently the new one is slightly longer, to do with the wind resistance or something. But again, it's really hard to tell. Like how
Yeah,
do we...
Slightly longer arms.
I was comparing it to the Spark, and the prop arms definitely came out a bit more than the Spark did.
Yeah, okay.
There we go.
And like in terms of, because one of the things that felt very cheap about this one was the actual battery door on the back.
Yes.
Does that still feel relatively cheap, or have they changed that a little?
I mean, it feels like it's fairly easy to open, just some plastic.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's basically the same there.
That's the original with the Spark.
Oh yeah, that's the
Spark
original there.
underneath. Yeah, it's the Spark. So it's almost identical in size to the Spark, but just different prop profile.
Right. Yeah, right. And also the batteries have slightly changed in the Mini 2
Yeah, a
as
little
well.
bit.
So they've kind of gone for a similar kind of color, haven't they? Yeah, that looks a lot cleaner. That does look nice. Do we know, are there any readings on the battery?
Yeah, I was actually going over that this morning. They were talking about the rated capacity and whatnot, some fancy words.
Yeah.
So I just gave them. It says 2250 mAh.
Right.
And then 17.32 WH. Yeah.
Right. Interesting, because this one is 2400 milliamp hours. So this has got a larger capacity, but obviously maybe that one's more efficient, or they've done something to improve the flight time by a minute somehow.
Yeah, I read somewhere the flight time was slightly better.
Which is something you can't test right now.
Unfortunately not.
Yeah, you need to get that up in the air so you can do a video with the first 4K footage
I'm
before
waiting. I want to fly this thing already.
before everybody else jumps on. You've got like 3 days or something to get it up there before somebody else does.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, because I did see, like, it's so crazy how, I search maybe 2 videos for the Mavic Mini, and then I went onto Google and I was just targeted for all of this Mavic Mini 2 content, or Mini 2 content. And someone from tech support actually at DJI, they've been letting a lot of things leak recently. They let something to do with the Osmo Pocket 2 leak before it even came out. And with the Mini 2, they were saying that they're thinking the 4th of November is when they're going to announce it. So, like, it's the first for you now, isn't it, Roli? And it's the second for us at the moment.
Yeah, first for me.
So, like, if they're going to announce it, they haven't put up any events or anything. So I wonder whether they'll just drop it out of nowhere. They haven't put any hype up. We have no idea when the event's coming or anything.
Right.
Or just start selling them in Best Buy.
Yeah. Have you been into a Best Buy since you picked one up? Or since your friend picked one up?
No, I haven't. The closest Best Buy is something like 20 minutes away, and I barely have time to get out of the dorm, so.
Yeah, fair enough. Do you know if your friends had a chance to go in?
No. I don't think he has.
Yeah.
Maybe he won't go back there. Maybe they've got his picture up on the wall, big wanted poster.
They actually called him. I think a day or two after we had shot the video, and they said, "Hey, we made a mistake in selling this to you. you're not able to fly it right now, so if you want, you can return it to us.
Oh.
And he was like, no, I don't think I'll do that. They're like, well, for the inconvenience and for you not being able to fly it and whatnot, we'll give you a $25 gift card. So I don't know what their thought
Really?
process is right now.
Whoa.
But
You got a double bonus there.
there
Double
you
bonus.
go. Yeah.
That's awesome. Like,
So I'm guessing what the problem is the app's locked out for the Mini 2, because they did that with the Mavic Mini. You could download the app, but you couldn't connect to it until the launch date.
Right.
So unless DJI authorized you, because I know a lot of the YouTubers that were doing sort of launch day stuff had been flying it for a couple of weeks, so they got them sort of early, but they were embargoed. They couldn't talk about it, but they could play around with it and get used to it and do their unboxing videos and get all their edits ready and done ready for the launch day. But yeah, I think I literally got mine launch day and had to wait. I think it was a day or even 2 days to actually get the app to then connect to the Mavic Mini. So I'm guessing with the Mini 2, you can download the app, but you probably can't connect to it until they hit a switch, I guess, on launch.
yeah.
No, yeah, the only thing we were able to do was we were able to download the app, and it was actually able to connect somehow to the drone because we were actually able to move the camera up and down.
Oh.
So there was something connecting, but we just couldn't start it. We couldn't get it to fly. And it was so weird. We're like, oh, so it's working. So we tried every single thing. We just couldn't get it to fly, but we couldn't.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, that is. That really is. So, like, in terms of, just so people know as well, like, did you want to tell people about your YouTube channel and, like, what kind of plans you've got for the Mini 2? Do you have some videos coming out soon?
Yeah, I just released one today. It was just kind of a fun, like what I usually do. Hopefully, whenever I can get the app to actually connect to the Mini 2, I will release a flight video and get some shots of, my campus, and just, our small little town here, our little armpit of Texas. And hopefully people will enjoy that, just to see, what this little tiny thing is capable of.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am planning on doing that, and hopefully soon, if I get one of these, I can incorporate it into my, normal vlogs.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I think, like, in terms of just like a marketing standpoint as well, like, you've had all of these people stumble across you, and it makes a lot of sense for you to almost invest in one for yourself and your channel. Like, all of these potential eyes, it makes so much sense, even if you can just borrow your friends for a bit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'll definitely be borrowing it if I don't buy one soon.
Yeah, for sure. And, like, when you've been looking through the manual, have you found anything else? Any gems in there? Anything that people don't know about?
It's been kind of interesting looking through this manual. That seems like it's written in a whole other different language to me, But I mean, I can show you guys what these things say. So I have no idea if this is going to be reversed, but I will try my best to show you guys. These are all the specs, and it's super small print. So I guess I'll try to, read some of this stuff to you. Most of the stuff I read in my video, so not going to be much news. Just talking about how it can shoot in 4K, 2.7K, 1080, just talking about the max transmission distance, transmitter power, battery type, max charging power, max flight time, operating temp, operating frequency, transmitting power, etc.
So in terms of
rewind on those, so in terms of flight time, what does it have down for the flight time?
It says, and I quote, 31 minutes, and in parentheses it says 0 wind while flying at a consistent 10.5 miles per hour.
Oh,
or 17 miles per hour.
And what was the range? That's 10 kilometers, isn't it?
Yes.
Cool.
Does yours say 10 kilometers or is yours in miles?
It says, hold on, I did read 10 kilometers.
Oh.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, 10 kilometers right here.
I can see all the Americans quickly Googling 10 kilometers to miles.
Right, yeah.
And when it comes to the resolution as well, like you said, 4K, 2.7, and 1080. Is there anything new in there? Like when it comes to 1080, can it shoot? Is it up to 60 or is it further than that? 120?
It can shoot up to 60 in 1080. Yes.
Okay. And then 2.7K is still 60, is it?
No, it goes up to 30 actually.
Oh, right. 2.7 at 30. Okay. And then 4K at 30.
It goes up to 30.
4K at 30, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool. And also, I think I saw in your video maybe. Is it a USB-C on the back here?
Yeah, on the back.
Yes. Right there.
Yep, cool.
Oh, hang on. Yeah. Say something, Rolanda.
Yes.
Ah, there you go. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Oh,
and
froze
the
there.
It's good then.
And some
that's the
people are
same.
saying in the YouTube comments here, the front legs look more solid. I don't see the foam insert. So on this section here, that's a foam material. Is that plastic now or is that still foam?
It is plastic.
Oh,
Yes.
cool. Okay. Well, there you go, guys. So it is more solid. And then they've somehow kept it at 249 grams. Kind of crazy.
Right.
Oh, that's the vent. I was trying to figure out what that sort of honeycomb section was on one of the front arms, but it's an air vent. On the back arms. Yeah, just around on the side, on the back. Can you go there? You got the right on the back. You got hang on.
Right here?
No, here. Oh, yeah, the wings are so here.
Right.
Yeah, they're air vents.
Right.
Yeah, it's so true.
That's,
People in the comments are saying, for smaller YouTubers like us, or for people who don't have a connection with DJI or, GoPro, all these major companies, like, they've got a kind of embargo where they can't release anything until it's announced. So you've got like, Billy Kyle and iJustine and some of the other big drone YouTubers who will have content ready to release on the 4th. But they can't release anything before then. So for us, like it's really exciting to see something like this happen because it kind of is the only opportunity for a smaller YouTuber to discuss something before it's actually announced. Otherwise, you'll check your news feed or your video feed, it'll just be bombarded, like completely bombarded with Mini 2 content, and we'll just kind of get pushed down to the bottom. So, again, it's like great that you've capitalized on that and you've got some exposure and views from there. And I guess it's just kind of keeping on top of that and maybe trying to do something a bit different from the people who are releasing, 20 videos immediately at midnight when they're allowed to.
Right.
That's the whole thing.
that's why I think it would have been so cool if you could have got it airborne and got some of that 4K video.
Oh man, I would have loved to do that, but I just can't right now. Not able to.
So have DJI contacted you and told you to stop or anything?
Surprisingly not. I was expecting something like that. One of my friends was joking around and was like, "Hey man, you better be expecting a cease and desist soon."
Yeah.
But no, I haven't gotten anything. So.
Yeah, right. And do you have any other sort of plans, like interviews or anyone else reaching out to you? Any cool stories?
I don't think so. I need to check my Instagram requests and see if I have anything else going on there. But other than that, it's just been these 2 interviews today for me.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the offers to buy the drone, of course.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's cool. And like you were saying, it could be cool for when you're doing your vlogs to kind of incorporate some drone footage anyway, so that kind of aligns with the people who have subscribed for drone content, plus you get to push your own kind of vlog content, which will be really cool. So has this kind of brought out more excitement for you as a creator? Like, are you more excited now to kind of dive into YouTube content now that you've got a lot of exposure?
No, I was talking to some of my friends about this. I was like, if I would have gotten this kind of attention for just the vlogs themselves, I'd be like super stoked. But since I'm getting all this attention for a subject that I'm not really strong in, I'm terrified.
Oh, really?
Right.
So it's just, I feel like so intimidated, all these questions coming up like, can it do this? And then like people putting in all these like little like abbreviations. I'm like, man, I don't know what that means. But it is also, there is the exciting portion as well. I'm really excited to start putting out content for people that like don't know me personally. I'm really excited to do that. So yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. And go ahead.
Hopefully it will help grow your channel because you present really well. So I think people that haven't had that experience, I think Dan was alluding to this earlier, people that have not had exposure to who you are, who suddenly come across this video, are probably more inclined to check out your other stuff because you do present really well. I mean, if you come across as a complete idiot and can articulate yourself very well, I mean, people would like it for the subject matter because it's the mini. But because you do present well, I think people are going to want to check out your other stuff too. So you could end up with a decent following.
No, yeah, I've gained I've gained close to 300 subs since this video has come out. So
Nice.
I've definitely gotten some more attention from it, and my other videos, my other vlogs have been getting some views too. So that's really exciting that people are not only watching the drone content.
Yeah, that's cool. Like on the drone content, like with the Mini 2, like I guess it kind of just came to me then. Like I'm sure you're getting a lot of like repeated questions coming through. I wonder whether there's
a lot
an
of how
opportunity.
much was it?
Yeah, like I wonder if there is an opportunity to make a video where you kind of answer the most frequently asked question. So then it kind of is all in one video.
That'd be a great idea. I actually haven't thought about that, but I think I might have to do something like that.
Because again, it's like something you could have fun with, and you could tell some stories. It's not just getting overwhelmed with like, well, this is the spec of this, and it's 0.44, like all these confusing things that you might not get overwhelmed with. Someone also said in here that apparently, I know you can't really answer this one, but apparently the batteries are interchangeable with the original one. Could you show us the connection point, please, just to see if that is actually a thing?
I'll bring it out real quick.
Because if it's interchangeable, that would be insane if we could just...
No, it's a completely different battery.
But it does have the similar like design on the top here. See how it pokes out a little bit, the little latch. Maybe it will work, I don't know. Apparently some people are saying they've tested it.
Well, I try to, check on that, and I really hope I'm not wrong here, but I ended up telling someone no because I saw that the original Mavic Mini had like a specific type of battery, and right here it says that the battery type is the LiPo 2S, and I think that was different than what I saw on the Mavic Mini's description.
Right, yeah. I guess it's one of those things like you'd want to wait until DJI confirm it, otherwise it's an expensive drone that could fall out of the ground.
Yeah, I'd rather not test that out without knowing.
Yeah, historically, the batteries are not interchangeable because they want you to buy the Fly More pack, and you're probably not going to do that if you're already got spare props that are interchangeable and batteries that are interchangeable. You're just going to go, I'm not going to bother. So that's why traditionally they don't make them interchangeable. And they make the same as mobile phones went through a period of changing the charger every time. So you end up having to buy new chargers, new headphones, whatever, because the connectors kept changing. And so, I mean, if they do work, that would be great. But I would be surprised if they were compatible across the two.
Yeah. Are there any other fun little, I want to say knickknacks? I don't even know if that translates. But are there any other fun things in the Fly More combo? I know that the hub's slightly different.
We have a slightly different charging hub.
Yeah.
It's like a light gray, and I guess it's just to be more aesthetically pleasing. Yeah. With everything matching each other and whatnot. And then the last thing that comes out is the remote, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that remote.
Yeah, which is the same as the Mavic Air 2 controller. It's actually, the thing I love about that controller specifically is that you can keep your phone in its case and still connect it, where all of these other drones you just cannot. You have to literally get your phone out of the case to then put it into the older controllers because it's too thick with the case. But with that controller specifically, you can leave it in the case still. So that's actually been like a major benefit of the Mavic Air 2 controller and now the Mini 2.
Yeah, and I quite like the way that the phone sits at the top of the controller,
Right.
Rather than the bottom. And I actually use a cradle on the Mini, and so my phone ends up literally sitting in front of the paddles, so it is a bit clunky. Whereas I quite like the phone on the top, so I quite like that new controller.
Yeah.
About the only thing about the Air 2 I like is the controller.
And like, can you just show us the front of the controller there? Is it still the 3 modes that you can choose?
Yes, cinematic, normal, and sport.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
And
see,
then-
I like that as well, because on the current one, you have to change your mode through the software.
Yeah.
You don't have the button on the Mavic Pro has it on the controller, but not on the Mini.
Yeah, right.
Is it? I don't think it does. It could after all this time. If no, so yeah, it's not on the Mini controller.
Yeah, cool. Well, I don't want to keep you too long, man. Is there anything else that you think we've missed, or anything else that you'd like to share or talk about before we head off?
Well, I guess the last thing that's in this amazing black bag is this beautiful white power brick from DJI.
There you go. Why didn't they keep it with the same aesthetic as everything else?
That's what I was thinking this morning, because they brought out like everything's, gray, with each other, and then we have the white brick.
Yeah, that's
so
weird.
I have no idea what's going on there.
Bizarre. They're obviously just saving money. Didn't want to produce something different again. I don't know.
There you go. I'm not sure. But then we have, the spare props and joysticks and whatnot in here as well. So,
Yeah.
But other than that, that's all that comes with the Fly More combo.
Yeah. And now you're just kind of waiting, counting down the days until you can actually fly the thing.
Yes, sir.
And has your friend let you just hold on to it for a bit?
Yeah, I told him, I was like, hey, man, I've got a couple of interviews and they want to see the drone. He's like, oh, yeah, that's fine. You can take it. I was like, okay, cool.
Has he been interested in doing like any content after seeing the success? Because you were saying he's quite into drones. Has
No,
it
yeah,
opened
he is. But, he's got his own family. He's got a job. He doesn't really care about doing YouTube right now.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, so he's just kind of just like, like, oh, you're at 40K? Oh, that's cool. Congrats. He's very, very nonchalant about the whole situation.
Yeah, that's cool. At least he's letting you keep it as well.
Yeah.
Very nice, considering he bought it as well. That's so cool.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, nice. Well, we'll keep an eye on your channel, and we'll can't wait to see the initial flight when you get to actually fly the thing.
Yeah, it'll be really fun.
Yeah, we might get you to come back and tell us what you think about the flight.
Sounds good. I'll be willing to do that.
Yeah,
Cool.
that'd be cool.
And we do have like a few people live right now on Facebook and YouTube. So did you want to tell people where they can find you as well?
Sure, yeah. You can find me on my YouTube channel. It's Roli Lerma. So it's going to be ROLI space LERMA. I try to post weekly, but school sometimes comes along and interrupts that. But yeah, you can find all my socials there as well. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for your time, man. And we'll definitely keep tuned and keep chatting for when you actually get to fly it. Maybe we'll have you on for another brief little live stream or something if you're open to that.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks
It
for
would be
the
so
invite.
cool. It'd be good to have somebody, because a lot of our members obviously they've never had drones before, and they buy their first drone and it's the Mini, and they come on the Facebook page and say, I love my drone. But I don't think we've ever actually spoken to somebody who's never flown a drone before and then suddenly flies a Mavic Mini. So it would be quite interesting to actually talk to somebody about it rather than just seeing a comment come up about how much they love a drone.
Right.
See what your experience was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
for sure.
Well, thanks for coming. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for the invite.